So what finally happened, guys, we got legitimately probably some of the best news we could have ever hoped for Cold War Zombies Year 2, but not limited to Cold War, and we'll talk about that in a second, but that's what we're going to be primarily focusing on today. Some big Year 2 content. Treyarch finally came out today and revealed it all, or not all of it, but at least a good amount, and we have a ton to discuss, including the addition of, yes, a super Easter egg in Cold War, and if you're unfamiliar with the concept, we'll explain that a little bit later. But we are getting a massive amount of updates for Black Ops Cold War Year 2. Now, this isn't to cover everything this year, and we'll talk about that later as well, but apparently there's going to be even more to come that they haven't discussed. But what we're getting right now is pretty substantial, and this stuff's going to be coming with Season 3, I assume, when Vanguard releases its next season. So this is coming down the pipeline very soon. You want to be ready for this. If you guys enjoyed the video today, if you're excited for more Cold War Zombies content, drop a like. That'd be great. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, as I'll be covering everything that comes out for this game and more. This is the most vocal Treyarch's ever been, pretty much in a long time, about their content, and they released very wordy paragraphs in this update, but I'm just going to boil everything down to the most important stuff. So basically, they open up the letter by saying that they've been working very hard on developing content for both this year's Call of Duty, which is Vanguard, obviously, and then Cold War. And at the same time, they say we've also been heads down on development and support for upcoming Call of Duty content. You can say we've been a little busy, but they're going to give us a sneak preview of what's coming, and starting with zombies. Now, you literally can't make this up. The timing on this is so ironic. I posted a Vanguard autopsy review just the other day, and they come out in this article by saying they are completely reworking Vanguard. Like, they're going to be taking all of the systems and rebuilding them from the ground up, and from this point on, they're only making and focusing on round-based maps. They just pretty much come out and say that they're going to be delivering classic-style gameplay for the rest of the year in Vanguard. They're going to be reworking the game from the ground up. No more of this Duran Fong, Terramel Decta stuff. They're completely redoing the game, it sounds like, or going in a 180. And interestingly, with their first round-based map in this upcoming update, which won't be released this season because they say it's going to take a long time to actually get those mechanics in place, but they say they're going to be releasing Numa Reborn, which is, I know what you're thinking, you know, Numa already exists in Duran Fong, and we've already had the wool pulled over our eyes once. It wasn't really Numa, and it didn't feel like it at all, but apparently this version of the map is going to be a traditional round-based map. This is going to be classic gameplay, and it's going to feature the full map, alongside a main quest, classic perks apparently, remastered Easter eggs, new Pack-Punch camos, new Dark Ether narrative as well. Basically, they're just remaking the game, it sounds like, and obviously it's going to take a long time. Now, I will say this, I do remain skeptical until I play it, however. I'm going to wait until it comes out before I pass any judgments on this, and before I actually end up playing it, but my video about Vanguard still stands. My video about specifically Duran Fong and Terramel Decta, that era of Vanguard, still, my critique still remains, and if they truly do a 180 on Vanguard and they make the game similarly to Cold War, I guess in terms of the gameplay feel, then they could set themselves on a much better direction, but I remain skeptical until I play it. Numa Reborn is not coming out in this update, so I assume this means that it will be released in Season 4, but I will keep you guys updated on that if we get any more info. But like I said, I remain skeptical until I try it out. But anyways, let's get to Black Ops Cold War updates. Now, recently, you guys know we got WMD added to the multiplayer rotation, and the Vargo 52 assault rifle was added globally across the board. They're going to be adding another weapon, which they don't specify what it is yet, but that, of course, is going to be applied to all of the game modes, and they're also releasing the jungle map. We've talked about this. This got leaked, like, alongside WMD, so it's no surprise. We knew this was coming, but it is nice to see them actually implementing it now. I'm not sure if this is going to be added to Onslaught, because WMD does not currently appear in Onslaught. I hope it does, and if Treyarch's listening, if there's any possible way that you guys would be able to do that, that would be even more sinister, but I guess we'll see. Now, unfortunately, we do have a bit of bad news for Cold War Zombies, and I want to preface this by saying I don't know if they worded it this way to leave the door open for a possibility later down this year. I'm not entirely sure, but they say on the Zombies front, while we don't have any plans to bring additional maps to Black Ops Cold War for the reasons we laid out at the start of this blog, we're delivering several updates to Outbreak and Onslaught starting with Season 3. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second, but what they say basically is they're not making round-based maps because essentially the team is working on Vanguard Zombies, and look, fair enough. If they're completely rebuilding the game of Vanguard and the Zombies experience is going to be way different than what we've played so far, I'm willing to give it a try, but if this Vanguard 2.0 doesn't do it for most people, and if it's not a significant improvement to what we were playing originally, or hell, even close to Cold War, I really think they should just pull the big lever and say screw it and go all in on developing content for Cold War. This game just has such a better base to build off of, has such better fundamentals, and this is what literally everybody is asking for. What I'm saying is I hope they worded it that way intentionally so that even if this Vanguard rework isn't the one, then there's still a possibility that we could get some real serious round-based maps for Cold War Zombies, but at the moment, it doesn't look like anything is planned. However, there's a couple big updates coming to both Outbreak and Onslaught, and I want to remind people that Outbreak itself still has a bunch of unreleased locations that technically, I don't know if Treyarch classify as actual zombie maps, that I'm sure if they really wanted to, they could add to the rotation of Outbreak, but there's a ton of places in the Ural Mountains that exist that we haven't seen yet, and I'm hoping they're keeping the door open on that too. But they're adding a new Outbreak collapse mode, or I guess this is a limited time mode that was in the game for a while and they removed, and they're bringing it back. It's pretty cool. You just basically go to one region, it gets more difficult, and you exfil on it. It wasn't my favorite personally, but that's not the biggest stuff that gets me excited for Outbreak. But Onslaught's also getting a similar set of updates when it comes to playlists. There's basically a gun game rotation that's coming for Onslaught, as well as the diminishing light game mode, the elites, and all that kind of stuff. So Onslaught's going to be very replayable here shortly. We're also getting what technically is a brand new enemy type, although it is one we've seen in Forsaken. The Abomination that only appears in that map will be added to Outbreak and Onslaught, but it's actually an elite HVT version of this, and it actually looks significantly different from the art that they showed. It looks crazy. It looks like almost a beefier Margwa in a way, and I imagine they're going to be pretty strong. The regular Abominations go already pretty hard to begin with, so I'm looking forward to actually fighting these in both Outbreak and Onslaught. Good to see that they're still working on at least to some degree new enemy types. Now, yes, it's time to talk about the super Easter egg, and I can't believe this is actually real, but basically there's going to be some kind of secret, some kind of special reward for players that have completed every main quest in Cold War. However, this doesn't just include the round-based maps. You also have to have beaten both Outbreak Easter eggs as well, and I guess there's going to be some kind of upgrade or something to discover for every Easter egg you've completed, regardless of whether you've done them all. But if you have done them all, apparently there's something unique. So that being said, if you guys need help doing any of the Easter eggs in Cold War, I have a playlist link in the description that will be a guide for each and every single Easter egg in this game that you can do them all. If you haven't got any of them done, they say now's the time to work on it. The wording's just sort of strange. They say, as for that secret we mentioned earlier, you'll have to discover its location on your own. If you haven't completed all main 6 quests yet, let's just say now would be a good time to get on that. Depending on how many you've managed to conquer so far, over a dozen unique rewards could be waiting for you, including a permanent upgrade in every zombies map. This sounds absolutely insane. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean, but apparently it's more than just one reward, like one super Easter egg, like singular, and apparently it's a lot of things. So this has got me incredibly excited. Any predictions of what you guys think this is going to be, I would love to see down below in the comments. While I was editing this video, I saw this on Twitter. This is Drew Marlowe saying, I feel like that last bullet point is being a bit undersold, and just as future COD content. I wasn't even going to previously talk about this bullet point in this video because it was so obscure and vague, I had no idea what to make of it, but this is the thing that leaves the door open for more major content for zombies this year, and I'm not talking just Vanguard, hopefully Cold War as well. They even end this dev letter update by saying, we hope you're looking forward to what we're cooking up this year and for what comes next. Thanks again for the support, and as always, we'll see you online. So to me, this still sounds like they're leaving the door open for far more than just what they've revealed in this blog post. I think the best is yet to come, to be quite honest. To me, it seems like testing grounds where if this Vanguard rework really isn't getting the job done still, then perhaps they are, like I said, metaphorically going to pull the trigger and just go straight up all in on Cold War Zombies content. But if not, and maybe if this Vanguard rework is genuinely really good, then perhaps we'll see some future content both in that game and hopefully even Cold War as well. But until then, for right now, we have a lot to look forward to. An actual super Easter egg coming, and I'm hoping these rewards are actually something stellar. New enemy types coming to both Outbreak and Onslaught, tons of updates for both those game modes, which I really like, and hopefully we see those unreleased Ural Mountains maps for Outbreak as well. I am holding out for that. That would be wonderful. And then, of course, this Vanguard Zombies rework still looks like that's what primarily they're focused on. And again, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and wait to play this before I actually pass any judgment on it. But like I said, my last video, basically taking apart Vanguard, it's got to be a complete departure from that stuff. It's got to be an entire 180. And I think that they have this one opportunity to really show what this is made of. But if not, I think most people are just going to say, screw it, just make content for Cold War. At least that's where I'm going to be anyways. But let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. comment down below in the comment section. Are you excited for more Black Ops Cold War content, and what personally would you like to see? Round-based maps, updates to Outbreak, more super Easter egg stuff. Let me know what it is down below. But I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Also, go follow me on Twitch. I stream over there, nerds. That'd be great. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.